In my last couple of videos, I've been making over my laundry room for the second time. I started off by demoing all of the work that I had done previously, the cabinets, the bench, also the wall paneling, to completely start fresh. And then I went in with some shiplap paneling to give the space some character. And next was cutting out the floors so I could add so much storage. After I got all of these cabinets in, I realized that I needed to trim off a little bit of the face frame so I could have a little bit more space. Then I screwed the cabinets together through the face frame, attached some shiplap to the side of the cabinets, and added even more storage. And this is where we left off, but there's still tons more to do in this space before we can call it done.
The majority of the work as far as placement of the main things that are going in here is done. The shiplap paneling and the cabinets and all of that. But now it's time to move on to all of the finishing work. So this is going to be all of the trim work, all of the caulking and wood filling, baseboards, all of those things, all of those small details that really make a project go from DIY to professional. So they're important, they can be tedious, but you can't skip them. Like here's a perfect example. Here's the edge of the flooring up against the shiplap. You can see gaps, but we're gonna add this baseboard here and it's gonna immediately look so much more finished. So next, this area right here, you could see that there's a gap in between these cabinets and these big tall cabinets. So I cut a strip down that's gonna go in between them, but I'm trying to think ahead here. So up here above the cabinets here I'm gonna have a board and I have nothing to attach it to. So I'm gonna have this piece that's going here, I'm gonna extend it all the way up so it gives me something to nail into up there. If you have a two-story house, let me know if this is you. The main floor of my home gets the most attention and my second story feels like it's kind of neglected sometimes. But something that has been really helping with that is the X9 Pro OMNI from ECOVACS. So unlike traditional robots that treat all messes the same, the X9 Pro OMNI understands the difference, so it vacuums dry debris with powerful blast suction, and it also tackles wet stains while keeping the two processes completely separate. The triple lift system automatically lifts brushes and mop heads based on the floor type and the mess. So in my hallway, I have laminate floors, but I also have a long runner rug. So the vacuum will lift the mop head when it detects the rug, so it doesn't get the rug all wet. It will also lift the brushes when it detects liquids like milk or something that my kids leave on the floor, so it doesn't just smear the mess all around. So this is my daughter's hair. It is beautiful and long, but it gets everywhere in my house. Not only does the X9 Pro OMNI have powerful suction to take care of all of that hair, it also comes with a zero tangle brush so the hair won't get stuck in the vacuum and interfere with cleaning. And for the stickier messes, the Osmo roller tackles wet stains with 16 times the pressure of standard mopping. And for those really tough stains, the AI stain detection will automatically go back and remop those areas. The X9 Pro OMNI also uses edge cleaning to get into trickier places like corners and curves. And it seems like our hallway upstairs always turns into a drop zone, but we don't have to worry about that because the AV 3D navigation will detect those items and make sure to avoid them. And when the cleaning is done, the vacuum will return back to the OMNI station where it will auto select the mop wash temperature, deep clean and hot dry the mop at 145 degrees. It also empties the dust and dirty water, so it takes care of everything with up to 150 days of hands-free maintenance. So give yourself a break and save time and energy this upcoming season by checking out the X9 Pro OMNI. I will leave the link down in the description. Okay, next we're going to be closing up the top of these cabinets. I think it's just going to look a lot nicer to do it that way than just adding crown on the top. So I've added some little pieces right here and also down on the other end because that's what I'm going to use to nail the boards into. I needed one on each side. So we have one over there and one over there. And also at the bottom here along this little lip, I'm gonna shoot nails in there, but as far as the top, I didn't want it to kind of tilt backwards, so I needed something that was gonna stop it from doing that. So these are just 1x8 boards. They're already pre-primed. I ripped them down to 7 inches because they were a little bit too wide for the top of the cabinets. But before I start nailing them up, I'm actually gonna nail this corner piece together because I don't have a lot of support for this smaller one. That's where the long board is gonna go, and that's where that smaller piece is gonna go. So if I just nail it together first in that corner, and then it'll also be nailed right here with the other board, that should be plenty of support.
Moving back down to the floor, for under these cabinets to hide the seams where I have them screwed together, I just ripped down a extra piece of 1/4 inch plywood that I had in my garage just to cover it completely. And then on top of that, I am adding the baseboard because I still had a little gap in between the flooring and the cabinets, just a small one, but I wanted to cover it up with baseboard that was going to match the rest of the space. And then I just shot that in with my nail gun and then continued that baseboard all the way up to the door frame.
Okay, this is another one of those times when I'm going to have to pivot a little bit. I did this baseboard right here and I like the way that that looks. And it's making this one look like unfinished. So I pulled this baseboard off and I cut a little piece that's gonna go right there to match this side. And I think it's just it's gonna look better if they're the same, and it's not gonna bother me every time I look at it and wish that I would have changed it while I had the chance. Okay, and once this is all caulked and wood filled and painted, that's gonna look so much better. All of the work on the floor is done, all of the baseboards and everything, and now I've started moving up to the ceiling. So you can see the gaps at the top there, and I have started adding a tiny little piece of trim at the very top. It's flexible and it's gonna cover that. I didn't want to do anything too big because I just wanted the shiplap to be kind of the star of the show. This is mainly just to cover this space up here. So I'm going to be shooting those in with my nail gun.
This trim was really easy to use. It's super lightweight because it's not real wood, which was nice because I am working above my head here, so it wasn't too heavy. Also, it was flexible, so it could move with the little ups and downs of the ceiling and not have any big gaps at all. Even though we are going to caulk later, it just made it a lot easier to have a flexible material to work with. And it also makes the shiplap look so much more finished. With all of the construction done at this point, I was officially in paint prep. So I was removing all of the doors. They're going to get painted separately, but I needed to sand down all of the face frames. But before I did that, I wanted to add some wood filler because I had just some small little gaps where I'd attach them together. I got a pretty tight fit in general, but there were some tiny little gaps and a little bit of a lip in some places. So I added wood filler to all of those spots and let that dry down. And then I sanded everything with my sander to make it completely smooth and ready for paint. I didn't show this on camera because it would have bored you to death, but I also filled in every single one of the nail holes on the shiplap paneling where I'd attached it to the wall. So I just took my orbital sander and a 220 grit sanding pad, and I am just smoothing all of that out completely, so whenever we go over it with paint, hopefully you won't be able to see all of those little holes. And then next it was time for my favorite part of the whole process, and that was the caulking. It just makes everything look so much more finished, and it's the step like right before paint, so it gets me pretty excited. But I wanted to make sure that I caulked those seams of the shiplap paneling really well. I don't want you to be able to tell where one panel ends and another begins. I want the whole wall to look completely seamless. So after hours and hours of caulking, this room is officially ready for paint. All of the trim and the molding is installed and caulked. All of the seams are completely filled in. The baseboards are in, but we still have a long way to go to take the room from this to this mood board that I've showed you guys before. So make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!